I'd like to welcome you to the Pitch OWU competition tonight. I would now like to introduce you to our judges for this evening. We have Barbara MacLeod. She's the Joseph A. Meek Endowed Chair in Economics and Business and the John J. Joseph Chair in Business Administration at Ohio Wesleyan University. She's also the Managing Director at Golden Seeds. We also have Gretchen Murphy, Campus Recruiter at Schneider Downs, and Omar Nesmith, Co-Founder and Managing Director at Venture Combine. Tonight's competition is sponsored by First Commonwealth Bank and Schneider Downs. Now I would like to discuss the format of tonight's competition. I would like to note that we have many students tonight, so I would like to move as swiftly as possible between presentations. Students will be given 3 minutes to pitch their business idea. Once the 3 minutes is over, I will say time, indicating your presentation time is over. After the pitch is completed, I will ask the presenting student or team to move over to the right, move over to the left. I thought you were going right, you're really going left, I lied. And answer questions from the judges over there. And I will request the next student or team come on up to present. After all the presentations are finished, there will be a 10 to 15 minute judges deliberation, and the top 3 winners will be announced. And finally, the prizes. First place gets $1,000, second place is $500, third place is $300. Those who do not place will receive a Barnes & Noble gift card for participating this evening. You won't get it tonight, but you will get it next week, I promise. And if you are just coming in, come over and sign in with Dana Tui so that we know that you're here. And I would like to introduce you to our first student, Kennedy Watkins.
Good evening. My name is Kennedy Watkins, and I am a sophomore majoring in computer science. I am also the founder of Gilded Teas. Gilded Teas is a loose leaf organic tea company, and I make the blends out of my own recipes and source them from an organic distributor. First, I'd like to go into how I started my company. During high school, I wanted to share my love for coding and computer science with other kids that were my age around the time I started. I started when I was about 9 years old. At the time, I was also completing my Girl Scout award for Girl Scouts. My project was creating tutorials, coding tutorials, videos, and then I hosted them on a website that I also created. After completing the project, I wanted to continue to teach young kids how to code and about the STEM field from a minority's perspective. From minority's perspective. When I was 9, I went to my first coding camp, and I made an app that put nail polish onto fingernails. It was so exciting that I continued to going to more over the next summers, and eventually I started going to hackathons. Hackathons were weekends where you would spend 2 days meeting with the team, and then you would create a game or an app in just 2 days. Now, these camps were a bit out of my comfort zone, but I wanted to share that experience with other kids around that age, and I wanted to give that experience and be a part of giving that experience to other kids, which is why I wanted to create a business. And so I will be giving 10% of my yearly profits, to organizations in the Columbus area that are these type of camps. So Techie Corps and Corpse Incorporated are 2 of the camps that I would go to over the couple years. So I will give 10% of my profits yearly, and I've been in business for about 5 months selling at farmers markets. 1 shop in LA, and I am currently talking to shops in downtown Delaware. Now, as I go to more farmers markets and talk to more customers, I'm realizing that there is not a big percentage of minorities in agriculture, and I want to be a part of changing that. My grandfather currently owns a large number of acres in Central Florida, and he's graciously allowed me to use a couple of acres to start my first tea farm. So I am currently getting my ingredients from an organic distributor, and I would like to grow these ingredients. Starting this summer, I would like to grow the butterfly pea, the lavender, the hibiscus, and a green tea tree starter and an elderberry tree starter, which are the main ingredients for my current blends here. Now, my family has a farm already in the Columbus area that we've been using for the past 3 years. Now, because of this work with the farm and my Girl Scout Award, this past weekend, I was awarded the Columbus Mayor's 20 Under 20 for my community service. So I do know how to organize and handle a small acre of land, which is what I would be using the winnings for, to survey a small acre, get fencing for that small portion of that acre that I'll be starting this summer. I won't use the entire acre this summer because that's a bit ambitious, and for seeds and dirt, and for also continuing to market the rest of my business. I have an online store that I'll be marketing using Facebook ads and Instagram, which is what I'll be using the winnings for. So thank you so much all for listening, and I will take questions right now.
Sorry, you can keep the microphone and answer questions.
Hi, Kennedy. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty
Great
good.
presentation. So quickly, give me who do you see as your primary competitors, and where do you see that your niche in the marketplace?
Okay, yeah, so my primary competitors would be other organic tea farms and tea businesses. There's actually a tea business stand at one of the markets that I go to, and my competitive advantage is my mission. The reason why I started this business is to give back to STEM fields and to teach my target audience about the STEM field from a minority's perspective.
Kennedy, how much are you able to earn on each packet that you sell?
Each packet is $7.50 is what I get. I buy in bulk the ingredients and the packets. I also buy in bulk. I buy like 1,000 bags at a time, 100 labels at a time. So I make about $7.50 per packet. And I sell them for $10. Sorry, to look at the math.
Do you have to pass organic certifications?
Yeah, my ingredients and where I get all of my ingredients from, that's already organically certified. So, because I'm not, all of the ingredients are already certified by, the company that I buy it from, so mine are, automatically already certified.
And are you a solo venture, or do you utilize your family members who have those acreages in Columbus and Florida and whatnot?
The first part of the question?
Are you a solo venture in doing this all on your own, or do you utilize anybody else?
Oh, yeah, I do use benefits and connections from my family for being in business for the past 3 years, and the acreage from my family members. So yeah, it's not just me going alone solo. So yeah, I have family and friends and support system in place.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Franklin Rodriguez,
I'm Thomas Stathulis.
and we are middlemen in real estate.
So just a little about real estate and its issues that we found. So it's a great source for wealth creation, and it has high returns with less volatility in the stock market, but there's some problems with it. It's a very restricted form of investing where you have to have certain levels of yearly incomes. And it's also a liquid form of investing, meaning that lower level income people can't risk the long-term investments.
A little bit about us. I'm from Dominican Republic, and I came to the U.S. in 2020, looking for opportunities in the business world and in soccer. My passion for business started 3 years ago when I started working in my family business and also in a network marketing company.
I've lived in Central Ohio my whole life, kind of been around Delaware my whole life as well, and my love for business started when I was 13. I started a sports card business with my best friend.
So what is Middleman Real Estate? We will provide an interface that is a service that allows for any person, no matter their income or their financial history, to have passive income through our platform. We will get rid of mandatory investor accreditations, which our competitors already have, as well as remove any income level requirements.
So who do we want to help? We want to look at the everyday middle-class community investor. There's a large wealth inequality gap that's caused by generational wealth, and real estate investing can help break that down a little bit. We also think that the middle class is a big left-out portion in real estate investing, so we think we have a large target audience that way. So just a little bit about how we work. We'll do both individual and crowdsource investing. We're going to work with property managers and investment professionals to help our investors optimize returns. Specifically, we'll be looking at housing rental properties like vacation homes, apartment complexes, kind of specifically like companies like Airbnbs. We think that these align perfectly with what we're trying to do because we want to create quick, liquid funds for those investors who can't afford the long-term investments. We also recognize that there's plenty of competitors for this, and we know that there are many crowd-source investing companies and businesses, but we think that we're doing it a little bit differently by targeting the middle class. And I don't know if any of you watched Shark Tank, but there was a really bad pitch, probably the worst of all time, called Tycoon, and reluctantly it's very similar to what we're pitching, but we took that and we changed it, we made improvements on it. And finally, the most important part, how we're going to make money. So first of all, we're going to start with advisory and management fees for help putting it together between our investors and the property managers, as well as 1% on all of those funded rental properties when they're rented out to consumers. And maybe even more importantly, how will the people wanting to use our company make money? They will also receive immediate returns through the renting of those rental properties, and as well as once those are sold, they'll get that same percentage that they put in.
So why would why would people choose Middleman instead of our competitors? So Middleman is obviously, it's going to be a new company, which will help people that are completely neglected, which is the middle class in terms of investments. It is all about the liquidity and how quick we can get our investors some returns. So this would be an investor-first platform that makes more money when our investors make more money.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We'd like to invite up Michael Lipscomb, DJ Neff, and Joey DeRusso.
Hey guys. So when it comes to your investors, are you guys looking for investors to have the liquid assets that gets this company or the middle class started, or are you looking for those investors to already own property and large property ownership?
Yeah, I definitely think it's more towards people getting started. It really is a tough thing to break into. I mean, I talked to my parents and my parents' friends about it, and they haven't even looked into real estate investing at all because they know it's difficult and they know you have to have certain levels of income most of the time. So we're definitely looking to make it a more inclusive way of making money. It's definitely a starter beginner platform for them.
Hello, gentlemen. So I applaud you. Very ambitious goal. How are you going to so target audience middle income? So what are some of the strategies that you have from a risk perspective, right? So you're dealing with lower income. Talk through how you mitigate that risk and give a return to your clients.
Yeah, sure. So I'm sure that's probably the investor's first concern is that they're not going to be able to get their money back, which is the bigger risk, the less that you have. So with that, we think that with these rental properties, it's shown that even more than ever, these rental properties are giving great returns. So obviously we'll never be able to ensure them that they're not going to lose any money with any investment, but we can ensure them that they will get immediate funds that will mitigate any risks in the long term.
Also, to add on to that, we have calculated the costs of the interface and how much we would need, how much people we would need to invest in our platform to get the returns, and it would be 1,500 families to pitch in between $100 and $500 each.
So I don't understand the advantage that you have to a REIT. A REIT is easily accessible, very liquid, and the cost would be less.
So right now, REITs, we thought was still a little bit too long term for the investors, and also it's relying on the interest rates to be favorable for the REIT to have the best returns. So if, especially right now, it's not the best investment for these investors. And we also think it's not necessarily always going to be better than a REIT, but it's more hands-on and easily managed by the person themselves. So it's just a more personable thing. REIT, I mentioned it that REIT is the most common and the most favorable real estate investment. But we still think it's a little too illiquid and risky.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, judges, if you can pass those scorecards down, and we'll collect them at the end. Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, where's the food?
Good evening. My name is DJ Neff. I'm a business management major.
Hi, I'm Michael Lipscomb, and I'm a senior marketing major.
Hi, I'm Joey DeRusso. I'm a senior, and I'm majoring in management economics.
And we are Dorm Diner. So Dorm Diner is a food delivery service designed to save students time and money. Our goal is to help students have job opportunities through Dorm Diner while also saving them money and traditional delivery fees from apps. This service will run through Ohio Wesleyan and other colleges and universities using a franchising model, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So for our problem and solution, imagine yourself the day before a big exam. You've been studying all night, you don't want to go anywhere, you're tired, it's cold and rainy outside like Ohio normally is, and that's where Dorm Diner comes in. Dorm Diner is a super easy and efficient way to get food from dining halls right into your residential hall. And our payment is through your dining dollars or the Get app, and something similar to what OWU is running right now. And what compares us to and makes us better than our competitors like DoorDash, Grubhub, all those different places, we're dorm to delivery, so we actually have access to your dorm, your residential hall. We're able to go in there. OWU student workers, being able to provide those type of jobs and positions for people who are trying to pay their way through school, trying to pay their way through college. It's definitely something that we're proud of. And finally, we're in walking distance. Your wait time is shorter. You get to enjoy your food before it's cold. And we just have a lot of different features that those other companies can't provide you.
So on to our market and customers. So to start out, we would like to start out at Ohio Wesleyan, which is about 1,400 students, and we offer 11 dining establishments. 6 of them are on campus, 5 being off campus. And 2 of those on campus, you can use your swipes. So basically you get food for free, and then you just have to pay the standard delivery fee. There are thousands of small schools like OWU, so we just hope that we can extend into those other schools. And actually, using the Get app, they offer their services to 900 other small universities. So we think that if we can do that for Ohio Wesleyan, that we should be able to do that with everyone. Small school students, we have less resources than bigger schools, so this would be a value proposition, not only for the school, but also for students and a reason to come. And we conducted a survey, and 94.7% of people said that they would be interested in something like this, and 52% of people said that they would prefer eating in their room, because not all your buddies want to go to get food at the same time, and sometimes you got to sit by yourself, and that's never fun. So our technology, we'd be using the Get app, which most of you guys probably have on your phone. So you can check your balances and dining locations already on there. Then you can also use your swipes and your on and off-campus dining dollars through the Get app. Like I said, it operates through 900 universities, so that's a lot of different schools other than Ohio Wesleyan that we can work through. And it also has the capability to order food, so if you didn't know, we can order food from Bishop Cafe on our phones. There's just no delivery function, so we think we should be able to easily incorporate that.
And for our business model, our business model will be a franchising model. We'll sell our service to other universities for a rate and also earn some revenues on royalties. With our partner schools, they'll be able to set their wages, how they do it in terms of the work laws and the demand for a dorm diner. And then we will provide any transportation needs or any coolants or heating that could package the foods as well. And then for our payment plans, we were thinking about having a base price of $5 per transaction. Now, depending on the demand and the time of day, that during the school days, we will up the price with peak hours, extra fees, and then our employees will also be able to earn extra money through tips.
I would like to invite up Sanya Sapra. All right.
I'm curious when you did your survey and if that was during or right after COVID, and if you think that would affect the customer usage and responses.
So it was kind of closely to right after COVID when the university was opening up again. But I think, yes, that is kind of something where people were scared to go out. But I think now, even more so, people see the benefits of, like, Zoom is a big thing because of COVID now. Like, people are doing more on Zoom. People are doing more digital. And I think maybe people will see us as a way to keep that going and keep that where they feel safe and secure in their own dorm room or their own apartment, the senior living apartments. And so it was during that time, but I think that time actually works in our favor where people have seen the benefit of this, where they can get all of these different things from being in their own dorm room.
How many of these do you need to make break even?
So basically our expenses for at least until we're a majority of the schools that we're targeting to target are actually very small. So our break-even point would really be like Ohio Wesleyan and maybe another school, because most of our actual expenses will be hiring students and just marketing, which, I mean, nowadays we can do on social media and do it for free if we're as good as we think we are at it.
Do you guys see any individual growth opportunity within OWU, off-campus housing, or other restaurants outside of the dining system, or is your growth more additional universities?
So at least for Ohio Wesleyan, I think that we thought about doing other things outside of our dining plan, but we just figured with it would just be a lot cheaper and you wouldn't have to use any of your own money. I mean, not like you're not paying money to go to school, but like it's basically your like free money. It's money that you have to use. So we thought that was best, and a lot of other schools operate like that too. So and then we'd be competing outside with like DoorDash and Grubhub, which actually Grubhub at Ohio State, they have robots that deliver food. So I think that it's something that people are looking for, and it's something that smaller schools need to get into, but they don't need robots and all the big company stuff. So I think that's where Doiron and I would come in.
And could you, I'm sorry, Omar, and could you use your dining dollars to pay for that base pay as well, or is it just the food?
Yeah, it covers like everything. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So talk to me a little bit about scale. So it appears like you would have a dependency on contracts with universities, correct? So what's the benefit for the university to go with your group as opposed to a Grubhub or partnering with any other similar companies?
I just, a lot of those bigger, like Grubhub, and stuff. Like, they've been partnering with bigger schools, so I think they might not see value in the smaller schools, and they haven't, because they haven't already reached out, and I don't know what their payment plan, if they make the university pay them to use their stuff, but I think we'd be better operated, because we're not using robots, we're using real people in the community and people that need jobs, like college students.
And I think just to build off of that, because we are like a Division III school and we're like Division III athletes in our story, I think that those smaller schools would want to come to us and partner with us just because of that that hardworking small school type background that we'd be bringing to it.
What would be your backup strategy? So if Grubhub decided, let's say you get a little traction and Grubhub decide that, or any of the other major players decide that they would want to enter the market. So what is your way to defense that? What's your defensible strategy?
Our defense, I think, honestly, would be to keep our persona and maybe even be able to show these companies that what we're doing is working now. And
I think that integration with the Git app, having them with 900 other universities, and if we are able to be the ones that get in, because they don't do that, they have their own technology, and I think that other schools, it would just be easier for them to use something they already have rather than pay extra for something else.
And I also think using your dining dollars is a big competitive advantage as well, because you're not using your own money. You'll be using money that you do already have through your room and board.
Hey guys, I just have a request from everyone. Can everyone take out their phones before I start? Please, thank you. I only have 3 minutes, so I had to do this now. So I am Sanya Sapra, and this is my presentation for Pitch OWU. To some of you who don't know me, I am class of 2024, but also a senior by credits. I'm a computer science and quantitative econ major. I am currently working as a data intern with the state of Ohio, and some of you know me through some other roles on this campus. The reason I asked you all to take out your phone is because I want you all to go on this website and type that code in. There is a prompt that I want you all to answer. The code is 75516634. Seven five five 16634. Oh, some of you have already typed your answers. So my question was, what do you think when you think about entrepreneurship? Some of you said innovation, business, passion, important, ideas, analytical mindset, leadership, disruption, opportunity, creativity, risk, venture, capitalism. Okay, and it's going on and on. But I would define entrepreneurship as a solution to a problem. And I think that is why we all are here today. The problem that I want to solve. Quick story time. I have a cousin sister who lives in Dublin, and her husband was really, really sick with tooth pain. It was really, really bad that he was throwing up day and night, and there's no ER for dental emergencies. What are you going to do? Just stay at home or like be in pain? So that is one of the problems that I recognize, that there is no urgent care, no ERs when it comes to dental emergencies. No quick access to available resources, and there is no schedules of a local dentist. If like something happens, you don't know who to contact in that situation. The solution that I propose, Emergency Dental Care 365, it's going to be a website and an app where you will have information of the schedules of dentists around you, where you can see if they're available, and you can contact them directly by just entering your zip code. The incentive for dental offices is going to be if someone canceled last moment, let's say today, and they still have a time block in their schedule, someone can take that. So they would still be making money off of it. To make things easier, I was also thinking that whatever calendar app they use, we could sync it with the app, so whatever block they have available would automatically show in the app. Limitations, small areas with less dentists to work with. The really small areas where there are like 1, 2, or 3 dentists according to the population, and they might not have a lot of slots available when needed. Second, generating revenue. What model would be the best? By what model, I mean, do we gonna do a subscription-based model, or are we gonna do a percentage of the consultation fee that goes through us? Third, getting dental offices to join the platform. Even though they have incentive to join, marketing is gonna be one of the limitations for the start. Economic outlet, market opportunity. Places that are as huge as Columbus, you can look at a lot of dentist places that you can do that with. According to 2018, which is the latest data, 2 million cases are registered every year that come under emergency dental services, and they take at least 24 hours to be taken care of. Cost structure, that is exactly what I mentioned before. I don't know if we would lean towards a subscription-based model or if it's going to be a percentage of the consultation fee. Thank you for your time. I will take any questions.
All right, thank you so much. Next up will be Graci Semptimphelter.
Hi, Sanya. Have you taken insurance into consideration with this business model at all?
Yes, so with insurance, there are 2 questions. Some people that have insurance that will cover the emergency procedures would still be covered. And again, our revenue would be the percentage of the consultation fee. But people who do not have insurance, they would go through the normal route that any person without an insurance would go through, like with financial aid, with the preferred dentist or whatever, however that works out. Yeah.
Hey, Sanya.
Hello, Omar.
So I love the customer segment. So tell me a little bit about which model, so subscription, talk a little bit more about which model you would start with first in regards to revenue.
Yes. So I think the subscription model does not come into play right now because we don't know at what time we're going to deal with such emergencies. And let's say it's like $10 a month or something like that. People would not pay that because they don't know if they're going to get sick this month or not. So the best optimum model right now, I think, would be to get a percentage of the consultation fee, let's say 10% or something, and that would be in a contract between the dental offices and the company.
Okay. Thank you.
It's been my experience that most things medical, people want to go to the doctors or dentists that they know. So what data do you have that would demonstrate that people are willing to go to whoever might have an open spot rather than waiting to try to get to their own doctor?
Well, again, from personal experience, when that happened in my family, they were booked out for the next 3 weeks. And my brother-in-law was so sick that they could not wait for 3 weeks out, and they had no choice but to contact like several, he was not even calling people, but he was literally going from office to office so that someone would see him and how much pain he is and take him in. So I think when you are in a situation like that, people are more likely like, hey, I want to do this like at this point. We have emergency rooms and all of that. Like if you are in an area, let's say I am new to Columbus, I can always like search where the nearest ER is or where the nearest urgent care is. And I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm from Delaware. I go to this urgent care or I go to this office. That is the situation where I do need help like in that time frame.
All right, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm super excited to talk to you about Village Crew. My name is Graci Semptimphelter, and I'm the CEO and founder of Village Crew. When I was just 2.5 years old, my family adopted my little brother Cross from Guatemala. Soon after, he was diagnosed with autism and ADHD. As he grew up, my family was able to support Cross in every way that he needed. So that was putting him in 40 hours of therapy a week for 3 years, by sending him to a school for children with differential learning, and by getting him in the best social groups for children with autism. Witnessing my family's privilege to provide for Cross in the ways that we did, it made me wonder about the rest of the people with special needs who may not be as fortunate. There are millions of children and young adults in the United States that have trouble accomplishing daily tasks, and they have no access to any socialization or the opportunity to make friends. And if they do have a ride to and from somewhere, the opportunity for group outings in the state of Tennessee for children and young adults with special needs does not exist. And this is why I came up with Village Crew. And this is why this problem is worth solving. There are 7.3 million people with special needs ages 3 to 21 in the United States. We would first focus on the 6,500 in Williamson County and Davidson County in Tennessee, which is where I am from. These 3 companies are the existing options for care, and all of them lack the support, caregivers, and experience to care for a person with special needs. So our solution is to connect people with special needs to the necessary support they need to live independently. So what does this look like? We are an app-based solution that connects people with special needs and their caregivers to a community of villagers who would help them accomplish daily tasks as well as participate in group outings. And what makes us unique from everyone else is that our community of villagers would be highly trained, vetted, and certified people who genuinely care about helping others. So how do we help these people become more independent? Our mobile app would be for the people with special needs or their caregivers, and they would download our app and then have the opportunity to subscribe to our monthly subscription of $20. From there, they would then have access to ask for help for tasks, group outings, or opportunities to not live a life of isolation. So how do we generate revenue? In phase 1, we would start by offering 2 of our 3 offerings in these 3 cities in Tennessee. We would first target our 1099 villagers through social media and special education programs in public schools. From there, we would also target our caregivers through Facebook and support groups for parents of children with special needs. After phase 2, we would launch our own summer camp in Tennessee. As of right now, there are no summer camps for children with special needs in the state of Tennessee. We would not only be growing our Village Crew brand in this phase, but we would also be helping make summers that much easier for all of these families. After we do that, by year 5, we would want to expand all throughout Tennessee. We would prioritize where we expand depending on the level of population, as well as where the special needs community is severely underserved. So, who wants to join our village? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll take 2 minutes from judges for questions, and we will invite up Shayla Nguyen.
So when a villager signs up to help, how do they get paid?
Yes, so it would be on an hourly basis. On top of the $20 monthly subscription would go to the business as a whole, but if they were, say, somebody requested help, if they were available and willing, they would accept the task, and then if it were an hourly rate, it would be a $20 fee to the person with special needs or their caregiver, and so they would get that income. And if it were our after-school program, which would be $250 a week, and then if it were for our summer camp, it would be $500 a week. So they would get it directly from their person.
So I have an add-on question to that. So from a staffing perspective, so is there a revenue share with your staff teammates, or is it a separate fee? So is it just the app fee to connect to the broader pool, and then there's a separate independent of your company as far as transactions? Just trying to figure out how the transaction structure works.
Yes, so we would all be together, and they would do the $20 a monthly subscription. But then if they were actually to utilize that in tax, then there would be another dependent service. It would go through us, but it would go to whoever that villager is.
With the job market that it is these days, trying to find people, would you be relying solely on already certified, already trained and educated individuals, or would you have opportunities for volunteers or certifications through the village crew?
Yes, absolutely. As it's crazy these days, we would also look to partner with colleges and universities of special education majors, so we could, serve as an internship or that segue to, public school systems and all of that. So. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. So Smoke Happy Dispensary and Cat Cafe is a hybrid of a wellness hemp dispensary and adoption center for feral cats. But before anything, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Shayla Nguyen. I come from a family of immigrant entrepreneurs. I was a Latham Entrepreneurship Scholar last year. I've always loved animals. I volunteered at multiple cat shelters. I have a handful of mental illnesses that I have worked through for the past years. And I'm a strong believer in THC products and its ability to promote health and wellness. I co-founded a hemp dispensary in Worthington. I interned at a hemp software company over the summer, and I was a prior medical marijuana patient for many years. Throughout my experiences with mental illness and companion animals, I believe I can officially help enhance the quality of life for both people and animals. The problems I'm trying to fix. The benefits of legal hemp THC aren't very known. Marijuana THC in Ohio is still recreationally illegal, and medical cards are difficult to obtain and costly. Finding illegal THC in the streets is highly dangerous and illegal. Secondly, there are 400,000 stray cats in Franklin County alone. Feral cats are an invasive species and have led to the extinction of many animals. They also impact human health by exposing humans to rabies or parasites. The solution is pairing a hemp dispensary and a cat cafe that promotes wellness for both animals and humans. The dispensary promotes wellness through the use of specific terpenes and cannabinoids found in the hemp plant. Specific terpenes are proven to help special issues such as depression, nausea, pain, anxiety, and much more. The cat cafe will work with shelters to provide feral cats spay and neuter services to decrease the population of feral cats. But our cafe will also work with shelters to provide to be a foster home for cats and kittens that can be rehabilitated into domestic life. Customers will be able to come in and interact and socialize and adopt the cats. And scientific studies have proven that adopting a companion animal is greatly beneficial for mental illness. The demand for the global industrial hemp market is rising. Currently, it's valued at $4.5 billion and anticipated to reach $17 billion by 2030. Mental illness has only increased over time, and 1 in 4 Ohioans struggle with mental health issues. Also, cat cafes have been popular all around the world and have recently made their way into the States. My target market are adults seeking alternative methods to wellness, and the cat cafe is my market advantage. People would choose my dispensary because its overall experience, it's a safe place for people to relax, have fun, and adopt a companion animal. Revenue will come from the dispensary, while the cat cafe will act as a nonprofit. Like a last slide, but it's a bunch of kittens. I recently, since June of 2022, I took in a group of 4 kittens, and they all found homes. We provided their spay and neuter services and adopted them out. We also got them their rabies shots and their FIV treatment, things like that. Currently, as of yesterday, I had 3 foster kittens that were picked up from Otterbein, and one of them just found a home yesterday.
All right. Thank you so much. You can go over for questions, and we are going to invite up Aubrey Dunham.
Hi, Shayla. Great presentation. Talk to me a little bit of how you would scale. So you talked about in certain areas, Ohio right now, illegal. So talk to me, how would you launch? What is your marketing strategy to scale this idea? What would be the starting market?
So right now, because marijuana is illegal in Ohio, there's I think about 40 states that are about the same, and they all legalize Delta 8 THC, which comes from the hemp plant. And so I would focus on those states. Currently, I'm working with a company, let me find it. It's called Consumption Park. They have a 4-year partnership with the NFL. They'll be at the Super Bowl this year, and we have a booth set up there so that we can market our THC products.
Talk to me a little bit about how you would get started on this idea, as I think you would need a lot of people with different specializations, vet techs and THC experts. So talk to me a little bit about the base, like how you, like the groundwork of it.
Yeah, so 2 things. Most of it all just comes from the experience that I've had. For THC experts, that just comes with the partnership that we have with the NFL, is just kind of talking to all the experts there. With the feral cats, then I have spent many years at Colony Cats. I volunteered there and helped with their programs. There's a lot of programs everywhere that we can have partnerships with that we will help them in keeping their cats or transporting and things like that. So it's all just like one big network that we can work with.
This whole idea is just rather amazing to me.
Thank you. Yeah.
Trying to think of
please come visit.
Cats and all together.
Yeah. Catnip.
I don't even know what to ask you. Is there a significant market size, though, in a combination of, I guess, smokers and cat lovers?
I personally have seen that to be a common denominator in my personal experience. However, what I was thinking was the cat cafe and the dispensary will be together, but they'll be separate in different buildings. So people can come and visit the cafe and see the cats and have fun there. They don't have to adopt, but they can come and socialize. But then there's also a THC store next door, so.
So what type of regulations would you be subject to?
So we have regulations under the FDA, so we can't serve food products in the cat section. We have to keep them in separate buildings, but we can connect them by a door so the central AC, and allergies don't mix together. For the Delta 8, we just have to be compliant with the 2018 Farmers bill, which just means that we can't have more than 0.3% THC marijuana in our products.
All right, thank you.
Hi there. So my name is Aubrey Dunham, and I'm here to talk to you today about my business that I've had established for about 4 years now. It's called Aubrey's Little Shop. So I might not be here to change the world like a lot of my peers, but I am here to change your board game nights. So who am I? My name is Aubrey Dunham. I'm a sophomore here at OWU. I'm a double major in studio art and business management. What do? I run my business. As you can see here, you see some of the things I've made. I focus on the TTRPG market. Now, a TTRPG is a tabletop role-playing game. You may know some popular names like Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder. So the products that I offer is a wide variety. As you can see, I have some of my custom orders here, my custom dice orders and box orders. I also make bags, terrain, miniature figures. I make basically anything and everything you could ever want for these games. So the reason I fell in love with this is I was introduced to the game. I fell in love with it. I wanted to start learning how to make stuff because I've always been a kind of person who wants to make everything and anything. But when I started looking into the market for it, I realized it was growing very rapidly over the past 7 years, with the average being typically about 33% growth per year in the community. Just the D&D, the Dungeons & Dragons community alone, not every game overall, which is what I cater to. So as you can imagine, there is a lot of new people constantly coming into this community. As you can see here, I have some charts over here of the customers, like their ages or their genders. Now, in my personal store itself, the growth I've seen was I've had 102% growth from last year for views of my online store and my products. I've also seen a revenue jump in my in-person shows. Visits to my store have gone up by 58%. I'm close to achieving star seller status on Etsy. Star seller status basically means you're like the top rung of the sellers on Etsy. And I've also been getting a lot of networks and partnerships lately. I've been partnering with other small businesses, such as mine. One of these being Black & Forge, which is run by another college student in another state, where she makes similar products and she buys products from me, resells them on her store. And it works out lovely, and we're going to be doing another collaboration here soon. But my biggest achievement was getting into GalaxyCon. Now, GalaxyCon is a huge convention that's going to be happening here in Columbus, and it's going to average about 55,000 people per day. So as you can imagine, that's pretty big. Now, these are my goals and my ambitions for the new year. Some of these things are more cool than others, such as the terrain kit line. I've noticed that there's these things called terrain in D&D, and it's basically the board game that you play the game on. Now, you're expected to make that yourself from scratch, which is very hard, I must admit. So basically, the terrain kit line will bring everything in a little box for you, so all you have to do is paint by the numbers, which would be very cool. It's going to be the first of its kind, as far as I know. Same with the Quest Kit partnership line. Now, the Quest Kit, I've already have about 10 other small businesses on board for it. And basically, every single one of these will put something in this bag, and we will resell it out to other people. It's going to be really cool. Don't mind the fact I just dropped that. I'll just put that anywhere. So yeah, my goals are to also get my products into some game stores. There's a game store near my hometown called Freedom Hobby and Gaming that I'm working with to get my products in there. And I'm also going to try to work with the game store here in Delaware and get my products in there as well. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up is Yewoinhareg Kebede.
Hi.
Sorry.
Yewoinhareg
Kebede.
Sorry. Goals and ambitions sound awesome, and it sounds like it's a great jumping off point for where you're at now. But tell me what sets you apart currently from your competitors.
So currently I offer a lot of things my competitors don't. My access to 3D printers, I've grown rather good at 3D printing and designing. So in the actual like dice that I sell, it's very popular for me to design something and 3D print it and put it in the middle of that. That is something that no other, as far as I know, dice company has done. I also am working on those terrain kits and quest kits, which will be the first in both the gift bundle area and also in the terrain area of D&D. So I'll have 2 totally new products to the community that will be coming out really soon. I hope to debut them at GalaxyCon.
What proportion of what you're selling, Aubrey, are things that you develop versus things that you're reselling?
I make everything myself. 100% everything that I sell is made myself. I will sell my things to other small businesses and they resell them, but everything I make is 100% mine.
So you're selling both to other businesses and direct to consumer?
Yes.
That is great.
Thank you.
Great. So, talk to me about, so how do you scale? Since you make everything yourself, talk to me about what is your strategy and footprint for scale?
So right now I have an office in the Deck Center. So I would like to try to bring on a couple students who are interested in learning how to run their own business or into D&D and want to learn how to make their own dice. And I want to teach them, and then I want to have them as my employees, and we'll work out of my office in the Deck Center. So yeah, that's how I'm planning on scaling and getting up to where I need to be.
Can you talk a little bit more about the economics of your business? How is it pricing? How's your revenue? How's your profit?
So right now, my most popular product that I consistently price the most is my custom orders. And so the way I price those is I have a big long list on my computer that takes everything down of my materials I need to how much it costs for one set. And so the base cost to make one set, one clear set, is $14. And then you add a couple extra dollars here and there depending on where, what they want added to it. And from there, I double that, and that's my profit. So I've made anywhere from $40 to $200 for a single set. Thank you, have a nice night.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yewoinhareg Kebede, a junior economics and French double major. And today I'm here to talk to you about my travel agency business. So I've always grown up hearing the phrase, to travel is to live. That's something that my parents have instilled in me from a very young age. And I'm actually an Ethiopian immigrant that moved to the US when I was 5 years old. So traveling has been a big part of my life. And my parents have ensured that I've traveled within the States and have even been given the privilege to travel outside of the States as well. And my passion for traveling is something that I would love to share with others. And I believe starting my travel agency would be the perfect way in sharing this passion with others. And I think it's imperative that I start now, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic and how that's had a very negative impact on the travel industry and just travel in general. As a result of COVID, there were a bunch of drawbacks in terms of like commercial flights, hotel occupancies, industry profits, and jobs within the travel and tourism sector. And a bunch of uncertainty in terms of flight and labor shortages has really given the public a negative outlook on traveling. And my hope is to switch that narrative and so that people are able to experience more of the world and step out of their current environments that they're in. And as we're progressing, as technology is being further innovative, there can be a lot of information overload in terms of, specifically in the travel industry, that can be very overwhelming in terms of deciding how and where to travel. And so my services as a travel agent would be helping people that would love to travel but have no idea where to start, kind of get their feet wet into the travel industry. And so my specific idea will not only be a travel agency, but there will be an app component that will be a For You page for travel in terms of an app. And so this app will have suggestions to travel destinations and accommodations, including optimal prices for these destinations and accommodations. And this will be powered by an IA algorithm that I will create that will take the data of customer travel preferences, travel trends, and data such as age, race, financial background, and kind of generate a tailored travel experience and itinerary to everyone so that they're able to experience travel. And in terms of other solutions that this business will offer, not only will it give people the opportunity to travel, but I will also be doing so in finding the best deals for my clients that fit and accommodate their budgets. So that way the budget isn't a limiting factor in terms of being able to explore the world. And access to network of other travel agents will allow me to offer my clients perks and benefits that they necessarily won't be able to get on their own, such as flight upgrades and or add-ons and travel transportation costs as well. And in terms of other benefits of my business, insider access to partnerships with other travel agencies, as well as industries in the flight industry and hotel, will ensure that my clients will have a seamless travel experience down from the very beginning of planning that trip, but also while they're in the process of preparing for the trip and during their time in whatever place they choose to explore. And that way they won't have to have any issues with the whole travel process, and it could be a lot more seamless. And this will all come from the AI algorithm that I'll be collecting as part of my app endeavor. And in terms of my target market, I plan on targeting mostly millennials and Gen Z. I believe Gen Z, as we're the next generation, traveling really shapes our ideas, our thoughts. And the only way to do so is to experience life and cultures outside of our own comfort zones and outside of our current environments. And so I plan on specifically advertising on social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, as the world is becoming a lot more digitalized. And some of the things that led me to specifically focus on millennials and Gen Z is that there's already an interest for traveling. And in a lot of the interests, such as these surveys done, more than 47% of Gen Z have stated that when looking to travel, financials are a big part and that they try to go for places that are most cost efficient. So my travel agency will help them get that experience in a more cost efficient and just better experience as well. In terms of the travel industry market size and structure, it's definitely a huge market, and it's a market that's expected to keep on increasing. So there's definitely a lot of demand within the field, and there's a lot more room for more travel agencies to come in and kind of guide the next generation of travelers and informed tourists as well. Currently, the US market size is sitting at $34.64 billion, and the online travel market size is currently at $433.3 billion US dollars. And in terms of my revenue model, I plan on starting my business through a host agency. That way they'll handle all of the technical and back-end processes of becoming an official travel agency. And there's a one-time fee of $179 to be a part of that host agency, and then I'll have monthly membership fees of about $59 to $60. and as well as I'll be using AI, so I'll be needing to pay for my AI algorithm generator and software development in order to ensure my app is up and running and it's as customer friendly and accessible to others. In terms of generating profit, how I plan to do it is the app will be free of purchase for downloading, but in order to use a lot more of the perks and features, there will be a $15 a month subscription fee, or customers can opt for more of an annual fee. And in this subscription fee, customers are sent sample travel itineraries monthly and are able to add more itineraries based on their travel needs and desires for an additional fee. For those that are using more so the free service of the app and are kind of looking to get started into traveling and just opening a new realm of possibilities in terms of places to travel and how to get there, they're able to use the AI section where they can, the app will give them a specific list of places that they could visit based on their interests, their financial status, and their background, and that will be free of charge.
All right, that's time. Thank you. All right, next up is Aryaka Tickoo.
I'm confused. Who pays the $59 a month fee?
That's me. So first, the host agency, I'll pay the entrance fee of $179, and then monthly, in order to keep up with my membership as through the host agency, I'll be paying $59 monthly as well.
So given the travel industry is very competitive, kind of give us what's your competitive advantage to a lot of other various platforms and agency models?
Sure. So one competitive advantage that I have is I'm going to be an app as well. And so customers can be able to curate their travel experience anywhere in the world at any time. And they're not having to wait for people to get back to them. And so they're able to get more of an instant result. And that way timing isn't an issue. In terms of curated experiences, I'll also be providing custom itineraries, custom cost as well, up and running. And for those that offer and will allow me to book their travel, that will allow me to kind of get a base understanding of what they're looking for. And so that seamless transaction between the customer, a potential client, and me.
Is there an in-person part of this idea as well when it comes to, like, maybe you give them an itinerary and they wanted to customize it or something along those lines, or kind of understanding the other people's experience at these locations?
Mm-hmm. So in terms of the in-person, we won't have a specific office, but there will be an option for those to reach me via phone or via Zoom. So that way they're able to see that there's actually a person behind this business, and so that I'm able to share more of my passions for traveling, and that's evident to my customers as well. But to start off, I plan on launching online just to gain more traction and more audience. And yes, that there will be a more personal and engaging aspect as I'm growing and I'm continuing to get customers. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hello? Okay. What do we think about when you hear agriculture? Soil, water, green plants, what else? Air, photosynthesis, if you're too much into science. What I think of
is completely different. And I want all of you today to think that way. It's innovation, it's our future. I am Aryaka Tickoo. I am an international freshman from Mumbai, India. And, well, Mumbai is a city. It's like New York for me. And my country's backbone economy is still agriculture to some point, but I still don't know how it actually works. And because of that, I don't know how much effort it goes into agriculture, all the farming practices. I see these videos and pictures that just show the farmers, usually male, tilling the ground, plowing with buffaloes and cows. But recently, or I should say a few years ago, I came across this new word called hydroponics and vertical farming and aquaponics. And I was like, what are these things? And after that, I started researching more into it, and I found out its benefits. It's easier to do. It requires less space, less resources, does not require you to be in the sun 24/7 or wait for the rains for irrigation. And Ohio itself is an agriculture state, I believe. And well, it pesticides, and we have other insecticides that go into all these processes that vertical farming or hydroponics or aquaponics don't use. They are completely organic and natural, and they're not harmful for humans or other planet species. So what I'm trying to say is we need to try to change how we think about our planet. We demand for more food that is grown sustainably, that is grown organically, that does not harm we have dietary restrictions now for so many people, but we don't have access to these, sources that help you, that give you better food of your choice anywhere in the world. And this is majorly the problem in urban areas. I come from a city, but I don't know what I'm eating. Maybe the food that was in the restaurant came like 20 days ago. It's not fresh, it's fresh. I have no idea of knowing. But if restaurants in urban areas use these controlled environment agriculture techniques right where they are, we as consumers will be more interested in how it's made and what we are eating is actually healthy. By 2050, our current food systems will not be able to sustain our 9.9 billion projected population. So I think still same process of industrialized large-scale agriculture, or should we shift to vertical farming? What I, through Growmatic, want to do is provide personalized expert services that aim to help anyone grow generous amount of high-quality organic food effortlessly anywhere. We can have some here, and you can just grab some lettuce for a hamburger party someday. And it's going to be normal. It doesn't seem normal right now, but that's the future. For that, through Growmatic, right now, I'm planning to work with Ohio Wesleyan University, Delaware Entrepreneurial Center, and the ABI Fresh to set some of these high-tech, innovative agriculture methods in our own dining systems, dining halls, so that we can see and that our students become aware of the actual innovative, sustainable methods that don't come to the market that easily. That's what Growmatic does. It bridges the gap between sustainable technology and our society.
All right, that's time. Thank you. I'd now like to bring up Love Ayinde.
Hi. So, so Growmatic, would you guys be the ones providing the hydroponic farms, doing the, like, if something were to break, or kind of understanding, like, the success of the individual farms that you have placed around?
So we wouldn't be manufacturing or providing them directly. What we would be doing is consulting the people. We will be providing or basically connecting the existing commercial farms or factories that have these equipment and with a restaurant or maybe with OWU to actually place them in. So how and where it should be placed, that's my duty as a Growmatic person.
All right, so talk to me about, so who would be your targeted audience for your consulting services?
Right now, my target audience is our university for a short term so that I can actually understand how these systems would happen where I actually live. As I'm an international student, I cannot go out and target, create a target audience in other states and restaurants, but for future prospects, we're gonna target early adopters and high-end businesses or eco hotels, restaurants, and resorts so that they can have additional entertainment for their customers, and we can help create a better world.
So you are providing basically the hydroponic equipment or framework for these things. So it's the expectation that the product or the food will be utilized by essentially your customer. So you are not selling food at all. You're helping other people do hydroponic growth.
Yes, it's like if I want to help somebody put up solar panels in their house and they have no idea what to do, then I will, if I know what companies have solar panels, what companies have technicians who can put that, I can just put all of them in one circle and be like, you guys can talk now.
What type of product do you anticipate, or profit do you anticipate having?
I think once this idea catches up, it is actually a trending thing in a lot of cities. A lot of restaurants have started to look at it. They're not taking active steps, but they're looking at it. So I think the profit would definitely come from restaurants or early adopters, high-end individuals who might want it in their own houses, you know, or just businesses or sustainable architectural firms who might be, or communities who might want a garden for all of them in a neighborhood. So I think it's just going to be people who can pay for now.
All right, thank you.
All right. My name is Ayinde. I'm a Littman Scholar, double major in computer science and quantitative economics. Today I shall be talking about my product known as Cobnic. Okay, this is the outline of my presentation. These are the following things I'm going to talk about before my time goes in 3 minutes. Okay, let's go. What's the background? The background of Cobnic. I got this name from Cob and panicking, basically. So the idea origination, I got this idea when I noticed how people panic. I noticed how people panic. Okay, great. Now, my entire target for this public is people who have a car. You must have a car, and also you should not be an business. Right. So the benefit of having public is to prevent you from, is to help without fear, help people to go and drive without fear, or like when you're terminating without fear that there's a police on the road, so without fear of being stopped for its minor offense. Minor speeding. Now, and it also gives you full concentration on the road. Like me, when I drive, I have one of my eye checking the side of the road to make sure that I'm being caught, like driving over 5. I've gotten 2 tickets because of that. Yeah. Okay. Other ways that you try to assimilate this problem, you have the ways up. The ways up actually tries to help, but the police can actually just go on the app and just take themselves off. That they're not on their app. So this is a way to do it. There's another way in California where you can actually sponsor the police and they actually give you nice and not going to charge you for this. This is where I thought they were private. Okay. Cost of production. I don't have much time, so I'm not going to go in depth of that, but it's costing like $5 each to make a comic, and $55 for advertising and distribution cost. So they say we make 900 publics in a month. It's going to cost me $555 per month to make it. The 20%, let's say I put a 20% profit margin on that, I'm going to get to the 107, and then my selling price will be $120. Now I do have strategy, but I do not have to do that, so that I hope to, if I decide to retire this, right now I can do it. Okay, my responsibility, I said I'm a computer science major. I'm a computer science major, and I have plans to open the programming and the coding of this. And like if the car is a Banco and it's a stationary car, these are something that you should take into record when the thing sees or receive a signal. So basically, I want to be involved in the whole production, but also as a computer science, I want to be involved in basically the downplay of the programming and stuff like that. Great. Now, I believe if you don't buy my product, you're expecting to have a logo right there saying slow down as a call behind this thing. If you're not expecting that product and you have a car, I believe you should buy something like this. It's going to look like this, but with the larger screen that it actually you can touch it. Screen, not the laser gun. So, right. Thank you. And you have any questions?
All right. Thank you, love. Okay, next up is Kevin Macias and Katie Doiron.
All right. So, love, what is your competitive advantage against other hardware equipment, other radar? What's your competitive advantage?
Right. A radar gun or laser is not actually telling you beforehand that the police are coming. A radar gun is just going to let you know that you're being detected. If you have a radar gun or a laser, it's just going to let you know that, oh, the police are actually just checking the people right now. So this is just a completely different way of actually doing it. It's actually going to be. It's actually going to be.
So how does the equipment locate the police then if it's not correlated with the radar gun?
Right. Now, it's not. Now, there's going to be a lot of limitation to it because it's not only police. Because I don't think anybody's going to, on it while they're parking, it's going to notice it when there's a vacuum, and it's stationary. So there's any vacuum parked on the side, that is stationary while you're driving, like a long distance. Let's say you're driving from university, you don't know what long distance. It's a straight line. If you look that there's something parked in the stationary position, and you go up, you're just going to notice it, and just like, okay, I think you should also know that the car is coming. So you should know that. So you're going to have to be careful. If there's a car behind us right here, or the main goal is to make you slow down.
Does it matter if the car is on or off? Like an abandoned car on the side of the road or anything? It would just locate the vehicle on or off, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
What is your background in design or manufacturing?
I mean, I'm a senior now in college. I'm not really gadgets, but yes. Unfortunately, I'm not really gadgets like that. But I've worked with programming language, and actually did watch a lot of videos from when I was back from growing up, seeing stuff and making my uncle is an engineer, so we made a lot of that. So I've seen a lot of productions like that when I was young. So I do have a background and also have a programming language.
Good evening. So my partner, Kevin, couldn't be here tonight, so the Woltemade Center let us record our presentation in advance, so I will play that.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin and this is Katie, and we are super excited to pitch to you guys today Delaware Swing Golf Simulators. So are you tired of having your tee time canceled because of poor weather? Are you frustrated by golfing behind a slow group that adds an hour more onto your round? Is your favorite course closed from November through April each year and cost a fortune to play? If so, our golf simulator business idea is here to solve those problems. So as someone who has gotten into golf in the last couple of years, like a lot of other people, as you can see, it's made a strong comeback in the US. I've discovered a few key problems that all golfers must face. The first is that since golf is an outdoor sport, obviously people prefer to play it in warm and sunny weather. The moderate weather in the south allows golfers access to courses year-round, but courses in Ohio are generally closed at least 4 months a year. And golfers also will lose a lot of seasonal time due to poor weather like thunderstorms. The second problem is that golf is expensive to play. So even when conditions are good, the average cost of a round is more than $60, with some premier clubs charging more than $200 per round. For example, one of the most famous courses in the US is Pebble Beach, and it costs a minimum of $1,500 per round. The third and final problem is that golf takes a really long time to play. So if you're playing with a group of friends, it takes about, on average, 4 hours and 30 minutes to play. Our solution to these problems is to establish a golf simulator business in a market like Delaware, Ohio, where courses are typically closed a quarter of the year. The simulators will offer virtual courses of some of the world's most famous courses in a climate-controlled environment. There will be 2 bays for each location with up to 4 players per bay. Patrons can select from hundreds of courses around the world and will play with their own clubs, or they could rent clubs directly from us. We will market directly to consumers and also partner with other country clubs and public courses to refer their patrons to us when they have to close their course due to poor weather.
So for our customer segment, we would target golfers of all skill levels without regard to gender and age, as well as individuals in the median to high income households. Our plan is to try to establish locations near existing golf facilities so that customers would have access to a premium golf experience option when their plans are washed out, and to attract currently existing players. A golf simulator business in Delaware would give golfers the opportunity to experience world-class courses they might otherwise never get to see. So the cost of a commercial-grade golf simulator ranges from $15,000 to $20,000. We would also need to buy or rent a space and procure clubs and other equipment for patrons who don't have their own. We would serve beer, wine, and soft drinks, and allow patrons to order food delivery from local restaurants. 2 employees would operate the 2-bay venue, with one managing the reservations, check-in, and bar service, while the other would take care of equipment and software. As our business matures, we plan on creating additional revenue streams through indoor leagues, offering lessons, and hosting virtual tournaments. Our product ensures year-round access to your favorite sport without regard to weather or daylight, and we are confident that there is a market for this business in Delaware, Ohio, and the rest of the U.S.
All right, thank you. I'd like to invite up Aarav Singh.
Okay, what would prevent one of the multitude of golf courses in this area to buying their own and running something similar?
So a lot of the golf courses in the area, like Muirfield and Dublin, are known for being very high-end, expensive, premier golf courses to even get into, and they're expensive to join. Muirfield is the one that hosts the Memorial Tournament, and you have to be recommended to even get in. And so what's different about ours is it's open to everyone, that you don't have to while we're targeting medium and high income households, it's open, and we're going to advertise to a wide range of people, and we're not limiting it to a membership.
What sets you apart from competitors such as Topgolf or other simulators in the area?
Yeah, so Topgolf focuses mainly on being a driving range. That's their aspect. We did consider them our largest competitor. What sets us apart is while we will have a driving option, ours is going to allow our customers to golf through world-class courses across the globe. So you get to complete, whether it's 9 holes, 18 holes, so you get to choose, and so you get to complete the actual course instead of just doing the driving range portion.
All right.
So, excuse me. So, what would be your? So, what's your general revenue model? It's so you do have a dependency on location. So, help me. How do you mitigate that?
Yeah. So right now our plan is we want to kind of establish near an existing golf course. Because the reason for that is because golf is so dependent on weather and daylight and things like that, and we offer a solution to that. And so that will kind of like being near that will allow players who went there and their day gets ruined because it's like an unexpected rainstorm can come to us instead. So with location is very important to us, but the good thing is we don't require all the space a golf course requires because we don't have the actual physical 18 holes. And so that will allow us to also have a final place cheaper than it would be to develop those 18-hole courses.
So just a quick follow-up. So you would be operating your own facilities, but you will, as far as the location near a golf course, kind of clarify that for me.
Yeah, so we want to be near a golf course because the main reason we're like, one of our advantages is that you can golf with us when you can't golf at a golf course. And so we're like a positive alternative where like if they're leaving the golf course because their day got ruined and they're driving by and they see us, they'd be like, oh, what's that? And then they'll look us up and in the future reference, they'll know we're there as well. And plus, nearby golf courses are typically like many golfers live near golf courses because they have an interest in it, and so that way we'll also be closer to like higher concentrations of people interested in golf.
All right, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aarav. I'm a freshman here. I'm an international student from India. So starting April 1, 2022, so like USA has SEC, India has SEBI. So it has mandated ESG emission reports ranked according to companies which are ranked top 1,000 according to revenue. So the problem is ESG is a very new field in India, and we help them to make their ESG reports, and we also do carbon credits with them. So suppose you want to buy carbon credits, we help you through it, and you want to make an ESG report, which is mandatory now. You come through us, so it's basically a consultancy, and we have received funds for over 250,000 USD to develop our own framework. Since the framework is there is no legal framework, you just do it yourself, and there are no, let's see, okay, so we have some unfair advantages over our competitors. Our competitors are mainly the big four like PwC, Deloitte, and everything. So we're in talks with PwC to become a partner institution. Whatever projects come, they get. Suppose their clients want to do ESG report, they push the project to us by taking some compensation out of it. And we have partnered with Graci Semptimphelter, which is a startup based in India. What it does is it has its own, it helps the government and private entities in claiming carbon credits. So essentially, the unfair advantage we have is it sells if you buy it from them directly, they sell it to you at a market rate, which is approximately $12 to $15. But since we are increasing their customer volume, we get it at a lower price, and we sell it to you at a lower price than the entire market. And our customer base is government entities such as all the government entities. And our first customer is, it's a city called Nasik in India. So it's a municipality, and the thing is that it is carbon neutral, and we are helping them claim carbon credits by pushing them towards Graci Semptimphelter, and they claim the carbon credits for them, and we get a chunk of the revenue. It's more of a revenue base, like 1% or 2%.
Savannah is not here with us tonight, so I'd like to announce Phuong Dinh and Millie Nguyen.
So talk to me a little bit more about your competitive advantage, because with the big four and consulting firms, what's stopping them from adding that to their client service portfolio? What do you have to offer that maybe would set you apart from if they were to add on that service?
See, the big four, the problem with big four is they have their foot in every door, and we are focused towards one thing. And also we're tackling it by partnering with PwC. So PwC does not essentially plan to hire analysts. What they plan to do is they plan to do like a partnership thing with existing consultancies. So.
So in your partnership with PwC, talk to me a little bit about the model. Is it more like a revenue share with a partnership with PwC? How would you also to scale?
Okay, so suppose you are a PwC client and you need to do an ESG report. You turn to PwC. PwC in turn turns to us. So they take 10% of our revenue. It is still in like talks. It's not official yet. But we personally know the PwC India head, so that's an unfair advantage we have. So they take 10% of the entire project revenue we get, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
We're having some technical difficulties. I think I messed the TV up.
Here, so today we're gonna present our business idea. We call it Nature. And I'm Millie Nguyen, and I'm a senior. My background is about the content creator, and also I used to have my own store in Vietnam when I was freshman.
Okay, and my name is Phuong Dinh, and I'm now a junior in economics and also a current scholar. And I have a background in some handmade stuff, and I own my handmade stuff in Vietnam. Okay, so
just let me.
okay. Okay, so if you have a shopping bag, how often do you do it, or what will you do with it? So we come up with the buyer behavior. First, people can throw it away because they don't need it anymore, or they can keep it in house and use sometime, but not too much, or they can sell and give it, but it's not easy to sell. And the result, it's not sustainable because you cannot utilize for a long period of time, and it's also inconvenience because it takes up much of the space without any benefits. And the last one, it's not eco-friendly because based on the research of Lowert on 2022, paper bag generate 70% more air pollutants than plastic. And so we come up with the solution. We will recycle the design, shopping, packaging, and make it and sell it. So we will show you some before and after. First, we have the boxes of the perfume, and we make it into a bag. We have a design shopping bag and make it into a recycle bag. And the last one is the ribbons, and we make it into a hair clip. And so how do we actually do it? We will receive the bag, the box, or the ribbons, the packaging from you. We will recycle it. And you can order for the customized service if you want to, and we will resell it. We can resell it to the new customer, or we can resell it to the one who sent it to us. So we have the SWOT analysis over there. So about the strength, we have fashionable products. When people come up with recycled product, they always think of ugly old items, but no, we have it's with fashionable, and it also comes with customized products too. About the opportunities, we'll protect the environment and promote green lifestyle. About the weakness, so because people need to send it to us and we send it back. So the first one is delivery problem. We need to ensure that everything will be okay. And the next one is attract attention and collect bags from the sender from the first day. The threat, it's because we just recycle some bags, so the brand itself can run their own campaign. So we have the key partner and the key resources over there. The key partner will have the sender, the customer, who send the packaging to us. We have the supplier who will buy some sealing or materials to making the recycle process. And of course, the delivery service. About the key resources, we have a high skill labor, the artists who will make the recycling process happen. We have the communities who will can promote it and sell it at the first time. And especially we'll focus on the KOL connection. It's the mainstream that we will advertise. Okay, so the question is, what is our unique selling point? So first, it's the customized limited edition. There's only one version for the bag or the hair clip for you. And it's recycling with fashionable. As I mentioned it before, I want to change the common sort of recycling product. And the last one, it's the price efficiency. You can have the high-end apparel with a much cheaper price. So the key activities over there, we're recycling packaging into sustainable product that can be used for a long period of time. We have 4 sales channels over there. The first and the biggest one is social media, of course. So we will have it on Instagram, TikTok shop, Maybook Markets, Etsy, and another online shop. We'll have the fair or gadget sale that you can see the actual product over there, and we can promote it over the NGOs, some environment protection product, and the last one is the workshop. In the workshop, we're not only selling the product, but we want to instruct you how do you do it yourself at home. Okay, we come to the customer segment. We come up with the gender, it's female, and the status is middle and high class. From 20 to 60 years old, they live in a big city, and they want the eco-friendly lifestyle. About the customer relationship with our brand and the customer, we choose the self-service and communities.
So our strategies, our goal is mostly just about the recycle. And we want to generate a money flow not only to our customer, but also to people who had a lot of paper bags. Because I know I am the persons that are gonna store it, all my bosses, and also paper bag, just for nothing. So, and lastly, I want to promote the 3R lifestyle, because I want to not only reduce, but also recycle and reuse everything I can have. So we're gonna have two main streams for our revenue. The first one is gonna be recycle service. That's what I'm already like introduced everyone. So they are gonna be our first main revenue. And our service is just reselling and customization. The second one, after launching, we will try to build the communities where we will transfer it into our target audience and also the potential customer for our consignment store in the future. The consignment store is gonna focus on the user's high-end products. And our revenue will come from the storage fee and also processing fees.
All right, that's time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, next we'd like to invite up Ron Atabat and Clint Johnson.
If everything is customized and a one-off, it's going to be impossible to scale, and I don't see how you can really cover your revenue and the time that you put into it. And I'm sorry that we didn't have a chance to see your revenue page.
Oh, that's right. So I know that my business model is much based on the customization, but at first we just want to build a communities, because the community to recycle our high-end is not something really like popular now, and not a lot of people like willing to recycle their high-end package. So first, I believe that our quantity, also the demand of the business, not so big. So firstly, we're gonna base on our personal labor. But then when we can like expand the business model, we can hire more people to do the customized. And I believe that the customized store, the customization store is not something too hard to expand it in the future. Thank you so much.
Do you ladies foresee any issues with branding or trademarks by utilizing the company's name?
Oh, so we think about it. So our product is not can put it into the advertise. So probably we just take it and like remade it, and we send back to our customer. So that's why I told you like I'm gonna launch. We just want to build the communities, and then we're gonna launch the consignment store. So the consignment store in business model, it's just the storage. They can think like the third party, and then we also talk about the KOL connection, right? So we're gonna use KOL connection that they want to resell their own stuff. So they can use us like the third party, or just like a community to sell it. And I also know now they have a lot of garage sales, and they combine a lot of KOL together just to have a place that people can sell it, because they are too busy to like take the photo and the bosses and then like, hey, anyone to buy it? I think it's too waste of time to them. So we can like a service, like a connection between who want to sell and the customer, who want to buy it. And we really focus on the content providers, because I know now we have a lot of selling apps like Mercari, StockX. So that we focus on, we're gonna be like how we can promote not only the product, but also the lifestyle for people to have more people willing to recycle their product. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After days of scrolling mindlessly through Yik Yak and TikTok, you're finally ready to start that econ paper that's due tomorrow. It's 10 p.m., and you got your two dark hour friends with you, your coffee and your computer. In your days of caffeine confusion, you reach to your coffee but spill it all over your computer. It's fried. You panic. Go to Facebook Marketplace to find a quick, cheap replacement. Somehow, you find one. But it's in some sketchy guy's garage. I know we've all been there. We're here to save the day.
And thus, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Sell It, a safer marketplace for students. And this is where we resonate with Brian Chesky, the co-founder of Airbnb. We both were not consciously looking for a problem to solve. We just wanted to solve a problem that we both and a lot of students face on a day-to-day basis. So what are the problems we're confronting?
Did you know that there are about 90 million fake accounts on Facebook Marketplace? This obviously poses a great safety risk to the users. Some other concerns we have with platforms such as these are the ease and quickness of trade.
So what's the solution? Sell It, a safer marketplace for students. How do we solve these problems? All the new users are going to sign up using their .edu accounts, just like Handshake or Blackboard. This will guarantee verified users and thus guarantee the authenticity and safety of trades. This will also leave no room for illegal products to be traded over our platform because your names are going to be up there.
Since all of our users are already going to be on the same campus, it's going to be extremely easy and fast to exchange legitimate products. I could just go to Hamwell or Smith to get my new computer.
Lo and behold, we also had a competitor. It's called Verto Store, but it's no longer in operation. It was founded by Pablo Ferreira at Boston University, and it scaled to over 260,000 students in the United States, over 65 colleges.
What makes us different? Well, all of our users are going to be verified and be guaranteed to be legitimate people. This will guarantee the flow of safe and legitimate products. We will also have a hot items list of popular selling products, and we will be ad-free.
What's the market looking like? There are over 20 million college students in the United States alone. And each student, including all of us, has got at least something to sell. The market is young and technological. We all use websites and apps. And so it's also an easy way for us as students to make a profit. And thus we have a great product market fit. Verto scaled to over 250,000 students in less than 3 years. So we think and we are confident that we have a good shot at this.
We are going to charge a flat commission fee of 50 cents in order to post about selling an item.
This is what our estimates look like. We estimate to closing down to around 20,000 users by the end of year 1 and around 45,000 given at the end of year 2. At 50 cents a transaction, this is going to bring down our revenue at the end of year 1 to around $50,000 and $112,000 at the end of year 2. And all these figures end up at our estimated compound annual growth rate, which is just a metric to know the growth of a company, at around 125% at the end of 2 years of service. My name is Ron, and I've been a part of a tech startup, a bootstrap tech startup, where we've sold products like a UV hand sanitizer to the Indian Army, worth over $250,000. And I'm an astrophysics and math double major with a computer science minor.
I'm Clint. I'm a mathematics and chemistry double major. I also, on the weekends, go back home and run a farm. I single-handedly built a hay business from the ground up, grossing $10,000 to $15,000 a year. With my business experience and my partner's extensive computer development software skills, we are ready to become the next Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or Craigslist. I'm Clint.
I'm Ron.
And you can sell it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I would like to invite up Ayinde Tickoo. He's already here, and questions from the judges.
Good job, gentlemen. So talk to me about the authentication piece to solidify the security for the students.
Sure. So the thing is that on Facebook Marketplace, there are more than 90 million scam bots. What is the reason behind that? Because people can make any email that they want, but the .edu accounts are only limited to college students and professors. So if you use a .edu account to log into our app, your names are going to be up there. And therefore, no one is going to sell any illegitimate product because their names are going to be up there. So it's going to authenticate the users which are on the platform.
We're also going to have some software that's verifying each .edu account. And you can only have one .edu account for yourself. You can't have two. This verifies that you're legitimate and that you're a real person.
Does that take into consideration alumni email address as well?
So after you graduate, the university will actually close your account.
But some universities provide EDU accounts to alum.
Sure. They can be on there because their names are going to still be up there. But this is specifically for college students, so I don't think if they're going to have any profit in using that product, but it's welcome because their names are going to be still up there.
Because wouldn't you want to expand your target market because older people have a little bit more crap to sell than the students who kind of keep it condensed within a dorm or a small apartment?
Well, I was actually looking around my dorm. I found about 10, 15 things that I would be happy to get rid of. I mean, I don't have that much stuff, but I'm just looking around. I got a pair of shoes here, some pants that don't fit. I got a coffee maker that kind of sometimes works. I'd be all right selling it. I mean, college students have all kinds of crap. Used textbooks. Somebody's got something to sell.
That's important as well because we've seen the trend of the number of international students going to college, and it's increasing by the year. So, and international students, they don't have any they don't have any commerce and stuff, so they need things which other students, senior students, have already used, like books and stuff like that. So this is why we built it.
How much will you have to put in to develop the app?
So an app just like this, an eBay or Facebook Marketplace, depending on what software and what techniques, what details we want in there, it's going to cost anywhere from around $5,500 to $12,500 to build the app from ground up. Thank you.
So, mind if I don't use this? It's kind of in my head. I can speak pretty loud. No worries. So, good evening, judges and our wonderful hosts. I hope you're all having a fine night here at Ohio Wesleyan. So, before jumping into my idea, I want to ask you guys and everybody here a question, a rhetorical question. So, have you ever been placed on hold for like several minutes by a business, maybe a bank or an airline, and there's a lot of on-hold music that is like redundant and it's annoying, and you just end up getting frustrated and you hang up. So, let's face it, I mean, we all have. So, fact, 900 million American call hours are wasted on hold. That's 40 days, people, 40 days. So, often these customers, they end up hanging up before they're assigned a customer support rep, and this hurts businesses in trying to retain and trying to acquire new customers. So MarketTune solves this problem by replacing generic on-hold tunes. Yeah, I'm on the right slide. replacing generic these on-hold tunes by better quality jingles and with ads, so that the users and the callers they're kept engaged. So how this works is that businesses, they provide us with their user base statistics, and we have a recommendation engine that automatically recommends and suggests them tunes based on their customer base. And a second component of our service is the content creators. They can upload their music. This can be Foley artists, musicians, and beat makers. They can upload their jingles as NFTs on our platform so that their intellectual property is respected. And businesses pay royalty to these content creators through our platform. So it's beneficial for both businesses and content creators, and I'll jump into businesses because why not? So first of all, businesses on average, they spend anywhere from $65 to $900 per customer on customer acquisition. And this shows how much they care about retaining and acquiring new customers. So what we do is we help these businesses by providing them with a tool to better analyze and more importantly, improve their call retention metrics. So the second component of our, so before jumping into that, let me show you the dashboard that we have for our businesses. They can upload their data and then they can analyze it, and they can see the recommendations based on their user base, and then they can see what tunes they've purchased and how well they're performing. And also shows the analysis of how much call retention is before and after using our service and specific tunes. So now we jump into how this helps content creators. We basically give them a platform to uplift them, because I've personally been friends with a lot of musicians back home in India, and I'm something of a musician myself. I'll beatbox later. But so I understand how much they're undervalued, and this puts them on a platform to get better reach, and also to get like better reach and to get royalties and money. So this is the app that we designed for the creators, and they basically sign up and put in their monetary details and their Stellar NFT account. They integrate with it, and then they can upload or record jingles and upload them. And basically, this is like an important part. They put in keywords here that our recommendation system matches with the business's user base. So basically, if it's mostly old people, it will give them more calm and creative music, like calm music. That's what our engine will suggest to them. And so our business plan is mainly that we have two main target audiences: businesses who want better call retention, and content creators and Foley artists who want to earn royalties and get better reach. And it's mainly a subscription. It's mainly a subscription-based business model, and we charge the subscription cost to both content creators as well as businesses. And we also charge a very low commission to the businesses who are trying to, when they're trying to purchase this, we charge a tax, and we also charge a commission when content creators are trying to upload their jingles or tunes. And our future plans are to integrate with existing customers' experience management systems and as a SaaS, and also to like, in the middle of on-hold music, we add important and interactive announcements that are linked with IVRs, and also maybe ads that are better curated and targeted towards their customer base. And also, this is my personal favorite, we would let businesses get more specific and more curated content for themselves if they want to go the further mile in their customer experience. And I think that is it. I will take questions. Thank you.
Great job. So give me, what's your go-to-market strategy?
Right.
What's your go-to-market strategy in regards to connecting with businesses?
So,
Sell this.
all large businesses, they're investing large amounts of money in customer experience. As I said, 900 million hours are being wasted. So what we're going to do is we're first going to approach some larger companies through personal connections in India, and then we're going to slowly scale up to the to companies in the US.
So what is the incentive for the businesses to give up their customer data? I could see all kinds of questions about that, from privacy to their proprietary information and on.
So businesses aren't giving us data about emails or phone numbers or names. That is like individual privacy. That's something that we're concerned about, right? Because when customers call, they don't want businesses to use their data and sell it off. We're not doing that. We're taking what businesses, like a general consensus of this data. Like this business has a generally a general audience of this business is older people, or young, or teens, or people who are involved in healthcare, something like that. So what this does is this helps us recommend better tunes, ads, jingles, whatever kind of content they want to put in their on-hold calls. So we're not violating on any of their privacies.
So you can tell by my gray hair I'd fit in the older group. What if I like younger music? As a customer, do I have a way to identify the type of music I want? Or are you just making a generalization for me?
So it's more of a market research kind of, it's more of a user research kind of thing. So a little bit about a background about me. I am a user experience designer, and part of my job is to like design, when we design websites and apps and softwares, my job is to research the users and their user base. So jumping back off to your question, sorry. Can you please repeat your question? Oh, that's what you were asking. I thought you were asking something completely different. No, you cannot. Because what we do is, jumping back on to what I was going to say, what we do is we will research their customer base. We will understand by conducting user interviews, by conducting surveys and all that, we will understand what kinds of user bases prefer what kinds of content. It's not a generalized view. It's based on qualitative and quantitative analysis.
What sets you apart from your competitors, specifically the software that allows the businesses to call you back? Why would you want to sit on hold and listen to music of any kind?
Can you repeat the second part? That was a lot.
Yeah, just what sets you apart from your competitors, essentially?
So basically, we have 3 or 4 main competitors. That's essentially Salesforce, Customer 360, Customer Gauge, and Mixpanel. And what all of these businesses have in common is that they're really good at creating better user engagement and better user customer experience. But the thing is that they're not focusing on this niche. And that is a very huge problem, because they're focusing on things like online support tickets and like chatbots, and they're seeing how customers are engaging over there online, but especially for like the user bases I mentioned, people who are old. They're not using online chatbots. They're still calling these companies. They're still using customer. I personally still call customer care, and it's really annoying. I'll show you something in a little bit, but actually I'll just show you right now. I'm still on call with Cisco, and this call has been going since Aarav started pitching. So this is just an example of how much this industry needs to change. So that's what sets us apart. We're focusing on this niche. And secondly, another very important thing that we're doing is it's a win-win situation for a lot of parties. Businesses, they're getting a better call retention. Their investments in customer acquisition and retention are actually paying off now. And they're using our services at a very fair amount. And also content creators, we're giving them a platform. We're uplifting them, we're giving them money, and essentially we're just giving them money, and giving them better reach. And also the companies that are integrated with us that want to advertise, they get better reach, and the businesses that advertise these companies on their on-hold, between their on-hold tunes, they also get revenue from that, because obviously they're advertising, so they're getting money. Does that answer your question? Okay.
All right, thank you, Aynish. All right, so we are going to go into 10 minutes of judges' deliberation. In that time, please feel free to get some cookies, get some drinks. We'll come back. I also want to get a photo of all of our contestants tonight. If you can all come over here, if you've competed tonight, please come over here for a photo. Thank you.
All right, first of all, welcome everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody really did an outstanding job. This is difficult to get up in front of everyone and share your idea, and we see how much effort and heart and soul you put into it. So congratulations, everybody. So for number three, we have Aubrey Dunham's, Aubrey's Little Shop.
Aubrey, and take a picture with the judges.
Is this on?
No, you
right now? You want to come in the middle? Yeah, sorry.
All right, Aubrey.
Congratulations, Aubrey.
And for second place, we have Ron and Clint with Sell It.
Nice job. All right, and for number one, we have Graci Semptimphelter for Village Crew Special Needs. Go ahead. There you go. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you. Great job.
All right, I would like to thank our judges for this evening. Everyone give them a round of applause. Congratulations to our winners, and we will be reaching out to you all about your Barnes & Noble gift card for all those that participated tonight. Thank you so much and have a great evening.